When you are aware of all the things around you, the things seen, then you know what you are. The seeing or seer is okay, because you are in a form alive, then you are somebody, and the somebody is seeing all that is visible. Look around. You see that you are not that. And then you know, I am the seer of it. But I am not seen because I am not visible. You cannot see yourself. You can only see what you are not. And everything that you see, you are not. Some people might say, oh yes, it is you because it is your radiation or your mirror, or it points at you. But that's form, and that's as a person, you are indeed connected to all the things you see, so they are inside, and then it is in your awareness. Of course, that's true. Then it is all yours. But for now, as we still live in the body, and we try to find peace and feeling good, then you can see, oh, what I see around me, it's not what I am. I am without anything. I am without form. That's very far to the beginning from creation. Nothing exists, and there all of a sudden is the I am. And out of I am, everything appears. So that shows that you are the seeing. You are this I am, seeing, and not what is seen. On another level, you are what is seen. And that means that everything is inside your mind. It's only, what you say, in a form of visibility, imagination, dream. That's also true. But in fact, you are nothing. You are not a thing. That's true. That's why you went, all of us went into a form to discover we are formless. So simple. Whatever moves, you are not that. You cannot see your own self because the self is invisible. The self is that which is seeing. Now at this moment, the self is seeing. And when you start looking, there is this personal self that's looking to things and it sees objects. Then there is this separation. Seeing sees me looking. But the looking cannot see the seeing. It's funny that we need stuff to know that we are not that. As a matter of fact, you are not visible. And that means that you, what you are, is floating in the invisible realm around you. Funny, yeah? You could touch the self that you are, but it's not touchable. It is not to be touched, or you can talk about it, but it is not to catch in a form or an object or an explanation. It is not to be caught. It is isness, without anything in it. That's your reality. That's why you came in this form, to find that out. And it keeps you alert. Whenever you see or do or whatever you say or think, You are aware of that. And this awareness is the formless you self. You are that. And not what is seen or heard, but it's for you can enjoy it. But most joy is in the formlessness. That is not joy, that's ultimate bliss. So good to feel your own self. All the cosmos disappears. Bye bye. I know I am there somewhere in that cosmos, my form, but all the forms in my awareness. This awareness is not mine. I am in that awareness, and you, everybody, for a while. And then, but you can be empty now. During your life here, seeing all the things, you can be free of all that makes you caught in this form. This is your tool to reach your freedom. Be free, you are it. You are free. Be happy, happy. You are happy. To see something, a form, an object, things, you see the form. You experience the form because you see it. Something happens. There is someone passing by on the street and it's raining, he's wet, and he's not pleased and shouts something. Well, that's just happening, what you see. At that moment, it is form. You see the form of the one passing by. A couple of days later, you have to go out and it's raining, and then you see the image of the man that passed 2 days ago and was yelling because he wasn't pleased by the rain. At that moment, 2 days later, and you see that, is the man there? Is he really passing by in the rain and shouting? No. So you see it formless. That's what is mentally taking place, which does not happen at all. It's not there. It's just something in your mind. It's mental. So in this way, you can realize that everything that you don't experience at this moment is mental. It's not there. It's just a remembering of the things happening once or long ago or not long ago, but it is not happening. That's formlessness. You have an impression of something that had form at that moment before your eyes in your experience, and gone it is. It was form and it becomes formlessness. How does that understanding work for ourselves? Aren't we all the time living in the formlessness? Because we are all the time thinking about what is not there at this moment. We visualize and we live not in the reality. In fact, the reality is empty. Because at this moment, when you see something, you look again and it's gone. So it is not form anymore. And the form that you see at this moment, is it really form? Or isn't it also mental? Yeah. That's how it is to see the form as formlessness. And that what is formlessness, formless, you see it as form, but only mental, not in reality. And in reality, you see a form that is gone before you see it, because time is empty. Time is formless. Time doesn't actually exist. It is all impressions, mental, your whole life. Everything you see could make you afraid, and it makes you start thinking, oh, suppose this could happen, that, but it is not there, it is mental. What you imagine is mental, it is not there. So that's what happens when you have too much fantasy, or you are not aware of what you are doing. You must be conscious of things. If, in a matter of fact, nothing appears and nothing happens. It is always after that it was shown that we start to see it. And then it is formless, because it's gone. You might say, well, I stare for 5 minutes at an object. Then these 5 minutes are reality. But I don't know how to say it. This reality is not really the form of what you see. It is an impression, and you repeat as long as you want it, and all the time you see this only flash of existence of the being, the form. I don't know how to say it. We make things up. We see molecules, call it something, call it an object, and then later on remember that, but it is formless. Everything is formless, nothing exists. Even you yourself, you repeat every morning your face, you remember, and you repeat that the tool in which you live, in which you are formless. And the formlessness inside repeats the form of its own clothes, the dress, the cover. Yeah. It's funny to think about those things. What is real and what is not? You make it real by repeating it and remembering it. But in fact it is formless. It has no form because it is mental. And so everything that appears is mental, because you are that empty screen of awareness on which things pass by, molecules, atoms, and your mind makes up what it likes to see. Oh. You have no form. What you think of that you have a form is just a mental, an idea. Be empty, be happy. You are empty, you are happy. You are just beingness. Beingness without. you can wonder, do you really exist? Or is it a memory of a form, of a moment, of a flash of appearance, and you remember it, and therefore you exist? Then you exist only in your memory, in the past, in that which is gone. For at this very moment, you are not what you were a minute ago. You can only see what you have been. Because you change, all things change, flashing by, and the reality is not to be seen. At this moment, it's already past, it's gone. And you have a glimpse and you remember that. So in fact you are not really here. Your form, what you thought was you, is gone already. And only thing you see is the memory of it. So in fact you are not there. You see your formlessness. You see that what was there in a flash. This is very deep. It means nothing exists, because the moment you think you see yourself, that moment is gone, and you see only the memory of what you saw. And that memory is not real, because there is not really a form, and it's formless. But formlessness is not visible. So what you see, it's difficult to find words. It's a mix of light and molecules and atoms, and they are gone before you have seen it. And then you say, oh, that's me. But what is it that speaks? That's the person, the separated one that lives in the past. And what is it that knows? That is the formless inner reality that has no form. So in fact you look at the formlessness of your own imagined form. You don't exist. All that it is mental, it is mind, it is remembering, it's memory. What you remember is not real, and what is real is not to be remembered, because there is no one present in this moment. Only isness, without everything, without whatsoever. Whoa, that's something to consider. So in reality, that what takes place, it only takes place in a flash of a split second. And when you start mentioning it, it's already memory, and you talk about something in your mind, about what you saw. The moment it happens, the form is just, and it's gone. And the rest is mental, it's memory. Oh, you know what I saw just now? Oh, it's mental. It's not there, but it is in the image of your mind. So, what's real? What is real? The image cannot exist when there was not first this flash of the form, and the form is immediately gone, out of the formlessness there arises the form, which is immediately gone back into formlessness. Because when you talk about it, it is not really there. It is just, oh yes, I saw this, and you see it in your mind. So in the matter of fact, they depend on each other, form and formlessness, but as a matter of fact, the same exists. It's not a thing that exists. It's just flash of light. So there is no time. A split second. That's what the whole creation is, a split second. And what you remember is, it can be ages or years or whatever, how long you talk about it, or it stays in your memory. You can live on memory for ages, but it's not in reality. You don't live in reality. You live in images, in impressions. And then you die, and you haven't learned to accept the flesh of life, so you come back for another round on the school. We now live in the past. What is yet to come is not there, and what is now here is gone already. And the rest is memory, mental. So we live in our mind. What we are is formless, and it has no time and no past. It has nothing. It is aliveness, it is isness, it is being without. That's your reality eternally, because there's no time, so it cannot come and it cannot go. Even the flash of light is gone when you are in your real self, in a state of no form. The flash of light showed you that you lived in the memory, in the shadow of that light, not in the flash of light, the light itself which shines on nothing, on formlessness. That's your reality. Wow. And now go to the kitchen and do the dishes. Yes, why not? I know, I see, you see dishes before your mental eye. So that's how the mind works. Don't let it fool you. Be free of it. Be free and be happy in endless liberty. Everything we know is already gone by, because that which is empty. At the moment there appears something, it is already gone. It's unbelievable that we live always in that what we have heard and have seen, and that we don't live in that moment as it appears. The moment is empty. It appears, and then we start to talk about what appeared, what happened. We don't live at all. We are past ourselves. We are empty. There is a flash of form, and we make it something. And then we go directing our mind and working with that what appeared and what is gone, and we think about that what is not there anymore. Because you cannot talk about what is not. But you feel it, you can know it, you are it. that which is not yet is what you are. And then suddenly something appears out of that nothingness, what you are, and boom, you go with that form, and another form, and another form, and blah, blah, blah. So we are exhausted. We are empty, and we are not yet formed. Form comes after emptiness, and what is form is gone when we notice it. I know somewhere I have read that the God of the Muslims, Allah, that it is forbidden to take pictures and to make a form of him, of that. And the word, I read somewhere that the word Allah means not yet. It's typical. When you make a form of that, you make it fast, and you make it form. You make it movingless. When you see a beautiful landscape with a bird flying and there's clouds, sunshine on it, and you paint it, then it is caught. You can never change that beautiful anymore. In reality, it's the sun went down and the bird's gone, and it's all moving. And what we do is fix it. We fix ourselves. It's getting so clear that we are nothingness. Before we appear, we are. And in the appearances, we lose ourselves, and we live in the behind our images, a flash of images, and we go after it. But we are all the time before the image. And the image, we think it takes 80 years of images, but it is in a matter of fact just one split second. We are empty, and a split second, and we are empty again. And the split second was only there to show us we are not that. Because when you are nothing, you don't know it. There must be something to know that you are nothing. And that something is gone again. That's the flash of understanding. That's what we are. The light. Empty of all. This happiness is overwhelming. In the meantime, you can do whatever you like in this spread out flash of the moment. You make this flash of moment. You make it years, or and you can do all things in that flash. Go on vacation, and I go have dinner with friends. You can do all these impressions. You can have it. But even if you now think of something like that, it is not there at all. It is formless, because you just see it mentally. You make the image. So the flash of understanding is just mental. And in fact, that is not there. What is mental does not exist in reality. Reality is empty, and it remains empty. That's you. Congratulations with your own free being. Oh my goodness. Understanding is all. One flash, and you know what you are. Happy, happy, happy. What appears comes always after you, who is aware of what appears. You must be first to be aware of that which appears. Don't lose yourself in that what comes after you. You are first. It didn't happen yet, what you see. It comes in you, in your emptiness. Like the room that is empty before you went in it. The house is empty before you moved in it with all your stuff. The house had to be there before you could enter. And you, formlessness, you beingness, you aliveness, you had to be there before every impression could appear in you. See? You are empty of it. And when it appears and you notice it, it is already gone. You are first. You are clean. You are empty. You are formless. Oh my goodness. So, we live in the past, not in the moment. The moment is empty. Something appears, we see it, and it's gone, it's past, and we start to think about it. So we live in the past. And the worst thing is that we can, in this remembrance, we can picture things that are not there, and we can still start to react on it while it is not even there. We can start to think, oh my goodness, suppose this would happen or so. We can make ourselves nervous of that which is not. How crazy can you be if you believe your mind? If you live in your mind, you don't live at all. And we are afraid of emptiness, which is the greatest happiness, because there is no trouble, no concern, nothing that can bother you. But the mind, that where we live in, that comes after the happenings comes the mind, and we live in that mind, in the memory of the things that passed, and we live always in that what is gone already, and we are so afraid to not live in that we cannot let go our memory, and that will hold us down. And it will give you another life and another form, because we are so attached to that form that we think is real. But the formlessness is real. That's now here. This moment when the talk starts, you are formless before you receive the words. That is what you are. I hope you feel it and feel the bliss of it. And then you can enjoy whatever comes after your appearance. You first, then the appearance. Be blessed to know this.